Welcome in episode number 117 of The Voice Behind the Voice. I'm Sean Aronson, the TV and radio broadcaster for the St. Paul Saints, an independent minor league baseball team in the Twin Cities. Well, it's been 2 weeks since I've actually recorded an open because the previous 2 weeks were recorded at the same time before we embarked on our 10-game road trip and came back home. So it's been a while since I've updated you on how amazing the St. Paul Saints have been doing. 15-7 on the season as I record this, in first place, all alone, a game up. It's hard to get excited, though, because I remember what happened last year when the team was 27-13 after 40 games, had a 7-game lead in the division, and at the end of the season, we were 48-52 and 14 games back of first place. So you realize things can change in the blink of an eye. You just hope that all the pieces stay together. Number 1 in the league in pitching, number 4 in batting average, number 4 in runs scored. It's been pretty good to watch so far, but a long, long way to go as we haven't even hit the quarter pole just yet. But it's been fun to watch. It's been exciting, so much so that a piece of history perhaps could happen tonight as I record this on Monday. Our manager, George Sammis, sits at 999 career managerial wins. Most of those have come in a St. Paul Saints uniform, 816 of them to be exact, but he is one win away from becoming the 4th manager by all accounts that we can find, the 4th manager in independent league history to reach 1,000 wins. I have never met a guy in my 18 years of doing play-by-play, and I've had a few managers in my time, but I've never met a manager that has wanted to win as badly or more than George does. I realize all these managers want to win, but very few, if any, have I ever met that has the desire, the want, and really, it's all he can think about is winning. And if he does not win a championship, it's a lost season in his books. And unfortunately for him and for the St. Paul Saints, it's been since 2004 that's happened. But it's been an enjoyable ride for the last 12 years that I've been here to witness all the victories. I haven't tallied it up yet. I'll probably do that before the broadcast tonight, tally up how many of the 816 victories here with the Saints and overall when he gets it number 1,000 that I have been a part of, but it's clearly more than any other broadcaster that has been around in any of his stints, whether it be when he got started in Waterbury or his couple of years in New Jersey or now his 15 years here in St. Paul. I've been the guy that's been here the longest for the most wins. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. We bought him a couple of different gifts. The coaching staff, our athletic trainer, and myself bought him a couple of gifts. I'll give it away, and even if he doesn't win 1,000 tonight, and this goes live tomorrow, but we bought him this very, very nice kind of leather bag. And then his favorite show right now is The Blacklist. So scoured the internet to find what we could the closest to a Raymond Reddington hat. For those of you that are Blacklist fans, we bought him a Reddington hat. He's always talking about Reddington and what he wears in the hat and stuff like that. So we went out and bought him one of those as well. And I know that our general manager in the front office buying a bunch of gifts for him as well. But could be a monumental night tonight or sometime soon. Speaking of monumental, let's get to episode number 117. It is Kevin Quinn of the Edmonton Oilers. I will fully admit, in the previous 116 episodes, I have found a lot of information on all my guests, and I was prepared and more prepared than I could have ever been. For this one, I was not. And I don't know if I brought it up on the podcast itself or if I told Kevin afterwards, but I scoured everywhere. The Canadian broadcasters are just harder to find information on, and I had the bare bones skeleton stuff. So whereas you're used to me asking some pretty in-depth questions, I hate the surface-type questions. So how'd you get started? How'd you go from this job to that job type of thing? We do get into a little bit of that because I'm trying to tie his career together, but we definitely dive into some of the stories a little bit deeper. But this was the one where I was stumped. And when I get stumped, I admit it to you. I admitted it to him. It does not happen very often, and I think this was the first official one. I wondered if, in doing research, if I lived in Canada, if I would have found more pieces of information. I don't know that. But Kevin was great. We did this at the hotel where the team stays at. He could not have been any nicer. And even afterwards, he said, I'm impressed with everything that you had. And I said, look, I have to apologize to you because I had nothing. So it was a good conversation, and very, very happy that he sat down with me at the end of the NHL season, which seems like 100 years ago now. But this is the order that we had to do. Is I had a bunch of them in my back pocket, knowing that the baseball season was coming up here. If you've not subscribed to the podcast, you can do so on iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to rate us, and also follow us on social media, Twitter at The Voice BTV, Facebook, facebook.com/The Voice BTV. You can always email me, thevoicebtv@gmail.com. All right, let's get to it. Episode number 117 with Kevin Quinn of the Edmonton Oilers. JW, roll the open.
I got taken to the locker room, and I had a shower with my, just took off my shoulder pads and my helmet and everything, and had a shower, just the upper half, came back onto the field and said to the coach, I'm ready to get back in. He said, the game's over. A neighbor's dad said, I think I'm going to take you to the hospital. Have you got everything? It was a Friday night. I said,